Yeah. System in contact with heat reservoir. System is system of interest. Now let me give different situation. I mean where we apply this one, because this have got lot of application. Okay. Now suppose you have a metal. So you have some slab. You have some material. Okay. You are placing that one in external magnetic field at some temperature T, and you are what you call keeping that one in some what you call heat bath with some temperature T. Is that okay? Then again, after application of external magnetic field, what is the net magnetization of the material if each of the atom in the material have got spin half? So this is our again question. Okay, again the situation that I am defining here. Okay, you have a metal slab. Okay, so it is at temperature T. I mean, or it is in thermal equilibrium with temperature T. Is that okay? Or it is immersed in a heat bath. Heat bath. Let me say heat bath usually, or we take a liquid. Am I right? We take a liquid and we heat liquid and we immerse our what you call material into that one, so that we can have uniform heat. So like that, isn't it? We say it is in thermal equilibrium at temperature T. Okay, and you are applying external magnetic field. Okay, each of the atom in the solid are of spin half. Then what is the net magnetization? That's the question. Is that okay? Or so you may have a solid. Okay, again you may have a solid, or you can have a gas. Okay, you can have a gas. You may have a solid which is placed at room temperature. What is its specific heat at room temperature? What is the specific heat of the solid at room temperature, or what is the average energy? You can find specific heat using average energy. What is the average? So total average energy when it is in so when you place that one in SO at room temperature, or it is in thermal equilibrium with the surrounding at temperature T. Now what is this average energy? If you know average energy, you can find specific heat. Okay, or if you have a container, cubical container which contains some gas molecules. Okay, again it is in thermal equilibrium with some temperature T. Okay, what is the final, again look at here, what is the final magnetization it has attained? What is the final specific heat, or what is the final average energy of the system? What is the final volume? What is the final pressure of the what you call gas molecules here? What is the final total energy? So what is the final total average energy of the whole system after it attains equilibrium? Okay. So now it is again, now we have to think of approach to equilibrium. Okay, again we need a value after equilibrium. Okay, so that means again we need a system which is in approach to equilibrium, and we need to work out the probability what will happen when it attains equilibrium actually. Is that okay? So when it attains equilibrium, what would be the probability of finding the system like that, and we can find average value of that one. Okay. Now again this is again the whole idea here is system in contact with a heat reservoir. That can be like this. A spin half particle which is placed in external magnetic field, which is in thermal contact with the surrounding. Suppose you don't have to put some heat bath, and you can change the temperature. Okay, you can change this surrounding temperature. Now again when you change the surrounding temperature, again its temperature is also going to change, isn't it? Then how magnetization varies, how total average energy varies. Again average energy can be written in terms of magnetization, or you can grab the magnetization information from average energy. You can grab specific heat from average energy. That's why again, what is the average energy after it attains thermal equilibrium? We haven't measured that average energy. Okay, what we know is, we know other parameter. We know what is the temperature that it is, again what is the temperature of the surrounding, or we call that one as reservoir actually. Here my surrounding is reservoir, or if you place that one in a heat bath, that heat bath is a reservoir. Suppose if I take a gas molecule in a container, again surrounding or something, that's a so that's a heat reservoir. Okay, our question is we need a average energy. Usually average, if you find average energy, you can find other parameter actually. We need average energy after it attains thermal equilibrium. Okay. So now you can ask the question again. Our microcanonical ensemble gives the average energy, isn't it? It will not give the average energy. Remember, are you getting my point? You have to somehow calculate that one. Microcanonical ensemble is of not of much use. Even though again total again after it attains some equilibrium, we can say this is the average energy and all, isn't it? Suppose if I change the temperature and allow it to come to equilibrium at some other temperature, then can you calculate average energy? At one instant of time, suppose you know microcanonical ensemble average energy. At one instant of time, at one instant, at one temperature, when it is in equilibrium with one temperature. If you change the temperature, so can you calculate what is the next average energy? No, isn't it? Even though you know at one instant of temperature, you can't calculate the average energy for other instant. Or how do you know that? If anyone mentions microcanonical ensemble average energy, then only you know that one. You have any method of calculating what is its average energy after it attained equilibrium? No, you don't have any. Okay, that's why no application for microcanonical ensemble. Again, just one statement that all microstates are equally probable. So probability of finding rth microstate, that's equal to constant. So using that probability distribution, you can't evaluate the average energy of the system, isn't it? Using microcanonical ensemble, you can't. So can you find? Isn't it? Again, using some so temperature and something, can you find any again you got probability of finding rth microstate, that's equal to constant. Am I right? That's what you got. Can you calculate any physical parameter of the system using this probability distribution? No, isn't it? That's equal to constant for some energy. That's what we got. Am I right? That's why it's a kind of trivial one. Again, it's not of what you call much use. So actually, our system was not there in thermal equilibrium. Okay, it was in contact with the heat reservoir. After it attained equilibrium, after attaining equilibrium, average energy of the system remains constant. But we need that one only. Okay, whatever I have mentioned in case of microcanonical ensemble, E naught, P and all, we need that one only. Okay, so again, after it attained equilibrium, what are the parameters? We need that parameter only, so that we can answer this kind of question. Again, our answer will be in terms of total number, volume, temperature, our energy can be evaluated, average energy can be evaluated. Earlier I have stated in case of microcanonical ensemble, E naught is the total energy. Now I can find E naught in terms of temperature. You can measure temperature, you can have number of particles, you can have external magnetic field you applied, or you can change the surrounding temperature and you can find how energy changes. Okay, that you can do only when you evaluate E naught in terms of those parameters, temperature, B, volume. Volume is also measurable. That was not possible in case of microcanonical ensemble. Observe that one. It is just a statement actually. Bookkeeping again. Now, not only these are our system which is in contact with the heat reservoir, okay? Not only these things. If you take one atom in a solid, okay? Look at here. Suppose if you have a solid. I have a solid block here, okay? So let me take one atom in the solid. So entire solid is at constant temperature T. It already attained equilibrium, let me say like that. Temperature is uniform. Now this atom, you can consider this one as also system. One atom inside a solid block, you can call it as a system of interest. And what is the reservoir? If you take a block, you are outside the block, everything is a reservoir. Am I right? Now here we are in the situation of we are allowing the system to interact with the surrounding. That surrounding I call it as a reservoir, or you can keep that one in again water bath with a various temperature. Then water bath will become reservoir. Is that okay? Now suppose I have already kept this, so this one is inside a water bath. Okay, inside a water bath, big water bath. Okay, and which is at temperature T. And it will quickly attain the temperature T. Whole solid block will quickly attain temperature T. Now, if I take one atom inside the solid, again for this solid, the whole block, this water is a reservoir. What is the reservoir for this atom? So now this block is the reservoir. The entire solid, other than this atom, the surrounding atom, the entire solid is a reservoir for this one, because this is interacting with other one. Is that okay? Now I can say the total system is thermal equilibrium, the total energy after thermal equilibrium, total system, its energy is not changing after equilibrium, total temperature is not changing, isn't it? But individually they can keep on interacting, isn't it? Individually, so they can keep on interacting, individually they can keep on changing their microstate, isn't it? Are you getting it? So that total system remains same. Individually they can, again atom and atom, they can exchange energy even after thermal equilibrium. That's what I am saying. So that's why, again, if you take one individual atom of this whole solid, again the rest of whole solid atoms, that will become reservoir for that one. This can also be system of interest. This whole block can also be system of interest, or half of the block can be system of interest. Okay, any portion of the block can be system of interest, and reservoir is outside surrounding, or heat bath or water bath, like that. Now our question is how to find that average energy, okay, after it attains equilibrium. How to find average energy in terms of the parameter that we know: temperature, number of particle, volume, external magnetic field if suppose. Once you know the average energy, you can find lot of other parameters, specific heat, you can find magnetization, you can find lot of things. You can even derive equation of state for gas. Is that okay? Now this is an approach to thermal equilibrium actually. Our system, it can exchange energy with the surrounding. It was at some other temperature, you kept that one in a heat bath. After it attained equilibrium, what is the parameter? That's what we need. Okay. So now look at here. So he has given couple of example here. I am again talking about 6th chapter here. One is suppose our system can be an atom where entire solid may act like a heat reservoir. Okay. Our system may be a metal bath which is immersed in a water bath, immersed in a pool actually. We should not take water bath because water bath is not big actually. Our reservoir should be very big. Okay, to have a discussion, to even derive, okay, mathematically, our reservoir should be very big, so that its energy and its temperature will not change much once you immerse this one inside that one. Okay, so that's why he gives a two best example. One is an atom in the solid, where solid is at temperature T. An atom is in a solid, that can be our system of interest, where our entire solid act like a heat reservoir. Atom can interact with the rest of all atom in the solid. It can exchange heat. Okay. So and our system may be a bottle of wine which is taken off from a fridge and it is placed in a pool suppose. Now entire pool act like a heat reservoir. Now again that bottle of wine that may be at 0 degree Celsius or at very low temperature. When you place that one in a pool temperature will not change much, isn't it? Okay. Again, now pool is a reservoir, bottle of wine, that is our system of interest. We are applying the whole story into that kind of situation, where our reservoir is very big and our system of interest, that can be microscopic or macroscopic. Look at here, one atom, that can be one atom also. So that can be system of atom, that can be big. Is that okay? So any question? Yeah, if you take half of the block as a system, that's correct, okay? Then other half of the block along with the surrounding will act like a reservoir. That's correct. We shall see the application, then I think you will understand that one later, again after discussing this theory. Now let me just draw it like this, symbolically. Symbolically, again, since we need to derive some probability distribution here, so let me draw it like this. Okay, this is our entire system. Look at here, Ultimately, we should think of the entire system, which is again isolated. Okay, suppose bottle of wine immersed in a pool, wine bottle with pool, that entire system is isolated. You have to imagine like that. Suppose if I keep a metal block here at room temperature, suppose that metal block was heated. After placing it here at room temperature, that heated metal block along with the room, the total system is isolated. Now this is my total big system including reservoir, okay, and this is isolated symbolically. This is isolated, symbol for isolation, okay. Now, so again in that total system you have system of interest, I call it as A. You have reservoir, I call it as A dash. You have total system, I call it as A naught, okay. Now right now I'm keeping volume constant, I'm keeping rest of all parameter constant, okay. System A is in thermal contact with heat reservoir. Are you getting my point? Only thermal interaction. I'm just discussing thermal interaction here. A and A dash are not exchanged. Again, that bottle of wine is not poured into pool, okay. That wine bottle cap is closed and it is just immersed, okay. Particles are not exchanged with the heat reservoir. Or metal block placed at room temperature, heated metal blocks, so placed at room temperature. Okay, only exchange of heat. I'm having that situation. Keep that one in mind. Okay, only exchange of heat, not exchange of any particle. Volume of our system of interest remains same. Okay, number of particles remains same. Either volume remains same, number of particle, and even pressure also usually. But if you take a gas system, then pressure can vary actually. These are same. Yeah, canonical distribution, it talks about thermal interaction, that's correct. But we can extend that one later, we shall see that one. Let me take this situation, because whenever I define any partial derivative in my equation, I am talking about that partial derivative with respect to constant volume and number of particles. Okay, I am keeping them same. So now look at here, let me write total energy of the whole system including system and reservoir. This is system, this is reservoir. Okay, entire system have got energy, let me write it as E naught. Okay, so A got energy E, A prime got energy E prime. Okay. Now definitely number of microstate of system A, that is a function of this average energy. Again, it may be function of volume and number of particle also, isn't it? Number of microstate depends on volume also, number of particle also, we have seen that one. But here at this time I have taken only energy dependency, because there is no change in number of particle or volume. I have taken that situation here. Okay, here obviously this is a function of E prime. Obviously the total system, okay, sigma, how do I write, sigma naught, what is take, yeah, sigma naught, okay, that's a function of total energy actually. So that's a function of total energy. Now in this situation, okay, look at here, in this situation it need not be in thermal equilibrium, it will approach equilibrium, alright. Once it is in the approach of equilibrium, its energy changes. Once it is in approach of equilibrium, its energy changes, isn't it? Now our question is actually, wait a second, I better to write it like this. What is the probability of finding this system in some microstate R? So can I label microstate of this system as R? Microstate is labeled by R, okay. microstate of the system A, it is labeled by R, symbol R. Is that okay? Now my question is, what is the probability of getting system A, system of interest A, in some microstate R of energy ER? Is that okay? So can you just write, the question here is, under the condition of equilibrium, okay? Under the condition of equilibrium, yeah, I'm saying sigma, it is omega. I have confusion always. Under the condition of equilibrium, what is the probability PR of finding system A in any of its microstate, wait a second, in any one particular microstate. Remember, this word is very important. In any one microstate, in any one particular microstate, R of energy ER. The question is this one: if you find this probability, then you can find any average values. Remember, in this situation, we don't know what is the final energy of this one after equilibrium. What we know temperature of the heat reservoir, we know total number, we know volume, only these parameters we know. Okay, if we answer this question, we can find average energy. If you answer this question, we can, again, once you find probability, using that probability distribution, you can find average energy in terms of temperature, total number, volume. That's our so that's our idea, okay, end idea, okay, that's our target actually. Now look at here, under the condition of equilibrium, what is the probability P of R of finding the system A in any one particular microstate R of energy ER? Now one thing that you should understand, for total energy ER of system A, okay, for energy ER of system A, okay, you don't need to have only one microstate. For one particular total energy, our system can be in many microstates, am I right? It need not be one atom. Remember, our system can be group of atom. I told, our system can be one metal block, isn't it? Then corresponds to one total energy ER, there may be many microstates. Okay, so corresponds to one total energy ER, so there may be many microstates actually. So what we are asking here is, what is the probability of finding the particle in any one particular microstate of energy ER? There may be many microstates with the same total energy. Keep that one in mind. And we shall take that factor later. First we shall find what is the probability of finding the system A in any one particular microstate. So then we shall find probability of finding the system with total energy ER later. Because there are many microstates with the same total energy. Okay, so there are many microstates that can happen here. Okay, observe that fact. So that's why let me write the symbol P of R here, not PR of ER. Okay, I am not finding probability of finding the system with energy ER. Okay, because there may be many systems with energy ER, same energy. So there may be many microstates with the same energy. Okay, yeah. Later, let me try to find that one later. If this is only one atom, then again there may be only one microstate corresponds to this energy, am I right? That atom can be in ground state, first excited state, like that. Or that atom sometimes it may have degeneracy. If you have degeneracy, even though it is in one energy level, it may have more than one state, more than one quantum number. The degeneracy factor may be there. Or you may have group of atom actually. Then corresponds to same total energy, you may have many microstate. Now here we are trying to find probability of finding one of that microstate of energy ER. Yeah, it's a kind of conditional probability, that's correct, okay, one of the microstate. Then we shall find total probability of finding the energy ER, okay, we shall find that one later. Now look at here, I need to find that probability, am I right? So probability of finding A in some particular microstate R, okay. So again that's equal to, so now okay, while doing this probability, I know that A is already in one of the microstate. Corresponds to A, look at here again, yeah, I think I need to take much more ideas here. How to start with this? I need to define that probability as a ratio actually. Now what I take here is, system was not in equilibrium earlier, okay. Now look at here, if you talk about total number of microstate after it attained equilibrium, that is one situation. Before equilibrium also, the total what you call system need not be in what you call, so again, how to argue, I need some example. So you can take the situation, this has low temperature, this has high temperature. In that situation, our total system have got one possible microstate. One possible microstate, am I right? So total system again sigma naught, let me call like that, okay, that's a function of E naught. But again, this actually whatever again now whatever the denominator factor that I am writing, wait a second, there should be total number of microstate of the whole system, okay, total number of possible microstate of the whole system. I mean this number of microstate that include non-equilibrium as well as equilibrium, that's very big, because it was in non-equilibrium, then it attained equilibrium. While attaining the equilibrium, total number of microstate of whole system, that has changed a lot, isn't it? After equilibrium again, so it attained some maximum value. So this total whatever I'm writing here, the total number of microstate that include number of microstate of the total system before equilibrium as well as after equilibrium. So among them, among those total number of microstate, what is the probability of getting system A with energy ER? What is the probability of finding system A with one of the microstate ER? Isn't it? Again, when A will have, when A will be in one of the microstate, look at here. So how to deal with it? Once I define the probability, rest of things are mathematical step actually. Are you getting my point? Whatever sigma total I am writing, sigma naught total, this is microstate, okay, number of microstate including non-equilibrium as well as equilibrium situation, okay. So that's what I am talking about. Wait a second. Yeah, again, since I need a derivation, that's why I should do like this. Now, so what is the, again this is total number. Now what is favorable? We need to write a favorable here so that we can define the probability. Okay, favorable number of microstate of the total system. Look at here. Again, if denominator is for total system, numerator should be also for total system. What is the favorable number of microstate for which system A is of state R? Okay, so that's equal to, again, favorable number of microstate. You can write again total microstate, total favorable microstate. Okay, this is total possible microstate of total system. Okay, so favorable microstate, okay, of combined system again. Okay, A is already in one of the microstate. For one possible microstate of A, so So there are many possible microstate of A dash. So that combiningly, can I write it as 1 into sigma of E dash? Is that okay? I am assuming A is in one of the microstate of energy ER. A is one of the microstate of energy ER. Remember, in this whole thing, one thing you should understand, this total energy is equal to E plus E dash, okay? Or you can write ER plus E dash. Once you write the statement, okay? So soon after you are writing the statement, okay? ER plus E dash. ER is the energy of the A, okay? ER is the one possible energy of A plus energy of the reservoir, that's equal to total energy, that should be constant, okay? This is constant, okay? Keep that one in mind. I think we have taken this kind of situation earlier in case of thermal equilibrium and all. But we should talk about microstate here, okay? One of the microstate here, wait a second. Now, among this total number of possible state of whole system, before and after equilibrium, so this is favorable to the one microstate of R, where E dash is equal to E naught minus ER. Can I write the statement? If you understand the statement, I think next step is pure mathematical. No, omega is always multiplicative. Look at here. Usually this omega, so is equal to omega 1 into omega 2. We have written this one, am I right? When you have combined system, the total number of microstate is a product, isn't it? Microstate is multiplicative. I hope I told that. That's the principle of counting actually. Okay? So corresponds to each of the microstate of first system. There are these many microstate for second system. So that the total number of microstate is just a product, am I right? Just like we have taken some example in principle of counting, 2 pant and 3 shirt example in the very beginning, the number of possible way of dressing up, isn't it? Like that, it is always multiplicative. Okay, it is always multiplicative. That's why, so corresponds to one microstate of system A. Okay, corresponds to one microstate of system A. So there are these many microstates of system A prime. So the total number of microstate for whole system corresponds to one microstate of A. Total number of possible microstate of whole system, that's equal to 1 multiplied with this one. It's just like you have 2 pants P1, P2, you have 3 shirts S1, S2, S3. Okay, corresponds to one pant. You can choose 3 shirts, isn't it? S1, S2, S3. Is that okay? That is the idea. Corresponds to one microstate, okay? There are many microstates with the same energy, okay? That's a different story. Let me take that fact later. Corresponds to one microstate, one particular microstate of energy ER, okay? Corresponds to one particular microstate. Again, how many possible state for, so total system corresponds to one microstate. How many possible microstate for total system? It's 1 multiplied with number of microstate of A prime. Okay, this is the total number of possible microstate of whole system where system A is in one of the microstate. Total microstate of whole system where system A is in one of the microstate. This is nothing but favorable. Where E prime, you should write E naught minus ER. Are you getting my point? Okay, E prime plus ER should be equal to E naught. Soon after this one, write this statement. Okay, if system A is in the energy ER, obviously I have taken system A prime. So here I have taken E, I haven't taken ER here. Here I have taken E only because that may be variable, isn't it? I have taken E only, I kept it as a E. Because when it is in approach to thermal equilibrium, again its energy will vary actually. Wait a second, let me answer your question. So now once you write this one, look at here, everything else is constant. This probability proportional to, look at here. Which factor? Which is variable here? This is constant, total possibility, this constant, very huge actually. Only variable is this one, E prime is variable because ER is variable. isn't it? Again, later we take that E prime do not vary much because the reservoir is very big. Its energy will not change. Okay, again, so it doesn't matter again whether you put a bottle of wine, a cold wine in a pool or not. It doesn't matter for a pool. Okay, yeah, later we shall take that assumption our reservoir is very big, but I hope you understood this point. Okay, so that's why we write it like this: sigma of E prime, you can write it as sigma of E naught minus ER into some constant. This statement was needed actually. I better write sigma prime here, okay? Sigma naught, sigma prime, put sigma prime, because don't put only sigma, put sigma prime. Sigma naught for total system, sigma prime here, put sigma prime. Now look at here, whatever here I am writing, so E prime is the energy of the reservoir only, okay? Sigma prime is also number of microstate of reservoir only. But combiningly, it is the total number of microstate corresponds to one, again, this is total number of microstate of the total system when A is in one of its microstate. Just like one pant, 3 possible shirts. You have already chosen one of the microstate here. Corresponds to that one microstate, you are trying to find what is the total number of possible microstate for total system. Okay, that ratio is this required probability. Among total number of possible ways for total system, okay, what is the favorable situation is this one. Is that okay? One is the microstate with energy ER, don't forget that one. Okay, one, there is one of the microstate with energy ER, don't forget that one. If you understand this statement, I think next everything is mathematical step. C is equal to 1 by omega total, you can take like this. Later we shall talk about that constant, okay. We need only functionality, how it depends on ER and all. Later we shall talk about that one. Okay, remember this is probability of finding the system in one particular microstate of total energy ER, okay. There may be many microstate with the same total energy. Then we will multiply with that factor. That's a kind of degeneracy factor. Somebody told somewhere whether that omega is a kind of degeneracy because many microstate corresponds to same total energy. It looks like a degeneracy, am I right? Many state corresponds to same energy. That was a degeneracy. Yeah, we can call it as a degeneracy later, that factor. There are many microstate correspond to same energy, we can take it as a degeneracy factor later. Yeah, that's a different one, okay. This is probability of finding the system A in any one of the microstate of ER, total energy ER. Can I say like this? Any one microstate, or any one particular microstate of total energy ER. One thing you should remember, there are many microstate with same energy. We are trying to find probability of finding the system in one of those microstate of total energy ER. Okay, now we should first evaluate this one. Now look at here, yeah. Later we do some derivation so that what is this one, omega or sigma? Omega do not appear in our equation because we struggle to find omega, am I right? We can't find that omega that easily. Later we don't wish to find this omega, obviously. That's very impractical. Okay, but look at here, our basic probability, it's a ratio of number of microstate. It's a ratio of number of microstate. Quickly, any question? Now, this total number, again, that's a very good question. This total number of, again, what he's asking is, how do you assure that this total number of microstate is constant before and after equilibrium? Never. Total number of microstate will not be same, am I right? Again, our law of increase of entropy. Total number of microstate is always increasing, am I right? Definitely, total number of microstate will change. We are adding all of them. This is total number of possible microstate before and after equilibrium. You better note it down. Among them, what is the favorable? Total possibility means, look at here, this may started with a 0 degree Celsius, this may started with 100 degree Celsius. Okay, after some time this will attain 100 degree Celsius. In that approach, you can have different microstate of the total system, alright? Count all of those microstates, that is the total possible microstate, remember. This is quite big. That's why I said this total number of microstate is that includes number of microstate before and after equilibrium. So if you include all possible microstate before and after equilibrium, I mean all possibility, total system have many possibilities. One is it can be non-equilibrium situation, it can be in equilibrium situation. From non-equilibrium to equilibrium situation, whatever the microstate it has attained, so sum of them, that is total, denominator is total. Among those total, what is the probability of finding the system A in some particular microstate of energy ER? That is the ratio. Now here don't write this omega total as a product, okay? Yeah, for one instant of time you can write it as a product. But this is all possibility before and after equilibrium. Don't write that one as a product, denominator. Is that okay? Don't write denominator as a product. That's a very good question. Yeah, that's correct. Omega naught is a total number of microstate, including non-equilibrium total number of microstate and equilibrium total number of microstate. Okay, that's very total. So that's why, since there's a total before equilibrium and after equilibrium, don't write that one. You can at one instant of time you can write like this. These two multiplication is equal to this one. That's correct. Principle of counting. Okay. But whatever I am writing here, that is before and after equilibrium, that's a product added. Okay, possibilities. Wait a second. Once we find this probability, later we can find any average energy. Okay. Again, the question is why we are talking only with a microstate with energy ER. Once you find this probability, you can find average energy. That is the average energy is energy of our equilibrium actually. Okay, that's why we need that probability. We don't want to deal with the number of microstate. Okay. If we are observing at some point where equilibrium is not attained, then how do we know that after, again, once you find this probability, this is the probability. So in the whole process, this is the probability of finding the system A so under the condition of equilibrium only, this is the probability of finding the whole system in any one particular microstate, isn't it? So once you find this one, you can find average energy for equilibrium. That is the whole idea. If we are observing at some point where equilibrium is not attained, the question that again, if we are observing at some point where equilibrium is not attained, how do we know after the equilibrium? We don't know. Okay, after equilibrium, what is the number of microstate? We don't know, but we can find the probability by some approximation. That's what I am saying. Okay, after the microstate, again, those are unknowns. Am I right? Our aim is to find that probability. Okay, after attaining equilibrium, If we already know what is the number of microstate, we could have found that one actually. We could have found that one. Is that okay? Yeah, we shall see again how it gives the answers actually. No, that is not omega E prime. This is omega prime. Okay, take number of microstate of A dash as omega prime. Omega naught. Is that okay? 1 multiplied with number of possible microstate of A prime. Total number of microstate of whole system corresponds to when A is in one of the microstate. You have already chosen one pant. Now you left with 3 shirts. Like that. Okay? That's the possibility. Divided by total number. So can't you see that this is favorable? Isn't that is favorable? Is that okay? Now look at here. What I am saying is, even though total energy of the system is constant, okay, so this again, whatever I am writing here, this is total, again whatever total I am writing here, so that total, again maybe total energy constant, but that energy need not be to be distributed uniformly, isn't it? Who told that? I am saying total system is isolated, am I right? Initially energy was not uniform, am I right? Energy was different here, or temperature was not equal, isn't it? I get my point. Later again it shared the energy after it attains equilibrium. So that's why, even though for the same total energy it can have many microstate, remember. Total system can have many microstate for same total energy. Okay? Before equilibrium it can have one situation, after equilibrium it can have other situation. So this is that total. This constant of proportionality comes from this one, 1 divided by this total. This is quite big, is that okay? This contains all possibility of inside system, so that total energy of the system is E naught. This contains all possibility, remember, of the inside system. Non-equilibrium is also one of the possibility. In non-equilibrium also total system had the same energy E naught. Is that okay? Because total system is isolated. Its energy is not changing. So this total is all possible microstate of the total system, including equilibrium and non-equilibrium. All possibility, you can say like that. Then this is favorable. This number of microstate which is favorable to this situation. Quickly. That's correct. C is a proportionality constant. Okay, once again, this is a constant usually. This is some constant. We don't evaluate that one. Okay, but that's a constant only. What is variable? ER is variable here. That is changing when it is exchange heat. A and A dash when they exchange heat. ER is variable here. E naught is constant. Is that okay? This is also constant actually. Yeah, definitely. Even after equilibrium, we don't know how many microstates are available, corresponds to some energy. Yeah, that's correct. But we are finding number of microstates as a ratio. Yeah, that's correct. Total system behaves like a micro-canonical ensemble. That's correct actually. Now, micro-canonical ensemble, again, when it, again, all region of the region should be of same temperature, okay? Micro-canonical ensemble, again here it need not be, am I right? Don't take it as a again, total system, closed isolated system. When it already in equilibrium, we can call it as a micro-canonical ensemble. In an approach to equilibrium, you can't call even total system as a What is microcanonical interval? After equilibrium, closed system after attaining equilibrium, that is microcanonical. Okay, be careful. That's a good question. What I am saying is, this is total possibility. Okay, that is decided before even you start your process. Is that okay? Again, his question is, I said again, it is in approach to equilibrium. Am I right? In that approach, this will vary. That's what he's saying. I'm not taking variable of this one. I'm taking sum of that one. All possibility. Is that okay? Now look at here. If you take a gas in a container, okay? If you take a gas in a container, there is one probability that may be quite low that all of the molecule can be in one part. Maybe that probability may be quite low, isn't it? That may be possible. Am I right? Are you getting my point? With same total energy, of the whole system, all particle can be one side, isn't it? Similarly, with same total energy of the whole system, there may be situation that this is of low temperature, this is of high temperature inside that one. There is the possibility we need to count that microstate also. Okay? And that is a total actually. It's all possibility. Better write only sigma naught of E naught actually, that's correct, but it is all possibility. Okay, here that's why I have written total here. When you write total number of possible microstate for a system in a gas, okay, again you may be talking about again, so take a non-equilibrium situation inside the gas also, include that one, all possibilities, so the total energy is same. Somehow that's a constant actually. That is quite big, very big, but that's a constant. Okay, quickly, whether that clarifies or not, quickly. That's a good question. Okay, now once you write this one, you can find that C by this normalization. Okay, you can find this C by some normalization condition actually. So total number of microstate, when you sum up for all possible microstate, okay, then you should get 1 actually. Now what we will do here is, again let me go to pure mathematics. We take log of this one. Okay, log of P of R, that's nothing but log of this one. Am I right? Let me first find log of this one. Let me do some manipulation, then I can write log of PR, isn't it? So log of sigma prime E naught minus ER. Okay, we expand that one as a Taylor series about E naught actually. Where ER is variable, am I right? How do you write this one as a Taylor series? Or let me take it like this. Okay, let me take log of sigma prime of E prime. Okay, where E prime, let me substitute this one later. Let me expand this one as a Taylor series about E naught. Okay, Taylor series about E naught. How do you write that one? First the function at that point, am I right? Log of sigma prime of E naught, am I right? Plus log of, what is that one? What is the Taylor series about X naught? F of X. So what is F of X? Taylor series about X naught. F of X naught plus X minus X naught into F dash of X naught plus and so on. Am I right? That's how you write 1/2 factorial next term. Okay. So plus the next term here is, what is this one? Taylor series, again variable is E prime, am I right? E prime minus E naught into dou by dou E prime of ln of omega E prime at E prime is equal to E naught again. Derivative at x naught. Derivative at this point at E naught plus and so on. Now look at here, this E prime minus E naught, that is very small. Why? Our reservoir is very big. Look at here, our system is very small, our reservoir is very big. E prime here, E here, total energy E plus E prime, is that okay? So since our system is very small, our reservoir is very big compared to system, so this E prime is very close to E naught, this is very small. We have taken the situation like that. Bottle of wine in a pool, isn't it? Bottle of wine is nothing. Is that okay? So that's why this is very small. That's why in the next time you get cube, square of this one. In the next time you get cube of this one. You can neglect higher part. Okay. Now have you observed this one? Have you observed that one? What is that quantity? Yeah. Dou ln of omega E prime divided by dou E prime. What is this one? Evaluated at E naught, that's correct, okay? But E naught is nearly equal to E again, E prime again. Is that okay? You can take E naught nearly equal to E prime actually. What is this one? Quickly. That's 1 by kb into T. This is a characteristic of A prime. Remember, again I forgot to write prime here. Don't forget to put prime here. What is this one? This is a characteristic of A prime reservoir. Am I right? That's why this is the reservoir temperature. And assumption is reservoir temperature will not change much. E naught is nearly equal to E prime. You can just take dou ln of E prime by dou E prime at E naught is same as just taken the so derivative. Is that okay? So it's 1 by kb into T. Where what is the T? T is the reservoir temperature. Okay. So now we call that as beta. Now again write this one, log of sigma prime, in place of E prime put E naught minus ER. What is this one? Ln of sigma prime of E naught. So in place of E prime put E naught minus ER. E naught minus ER minus E naught into beta plus and so on. Neglect higher order term. Neglect higher order term. Neglect higher order term. Is that okay? Now let me define ln of PR, again our old formula, that's equal to ln of C plus ln of sigma prime of E naught minus ER. Am I right? PR is equal to C into this one. I have taken log. Now let me substitute this one. After substitution, this is a constant, am I right? This is a constant. Let me absorb that constant with this one. Okay, once you substitute this one, what will happen is ln of C plus ln of sigma prime of E naught plus E naught minus ER minus E naught. E naught got cancelled, minus beta ER minus beta ER minus beta ER. Now you can write as ln of PR, ln of C, ln of something. Can I write it as ln of AB? Some other constant. Let me write it as ln of some C prime minus beta ER. Let me take it here. Ln of PR minus ln of C prime is equal to minus beta ER. Okay. So ln of PR divided by C prime is equal to minus beta ER e power PR by C prime is equal to e power something. So that PR is equal to some C prime e power minus beta ER. This is very, very important result. Probability of finding system A with one of the microstate is this one. One of the microstate of energy ER is this one. We call that one as canonical distribution. You can call it as a canonical distribution. Yeah, you can take T prime. Okay, if you wish to take, you can take T prime. But here only one temperature involved. We don't talk about temperature of a system at all. We don't know that one. What is the final temperature of the system? Am I right? We don't know that one, where it will end. Again, final temperature will be temperature of the reservoir only after equilibrium actually. That's why again only one temperature that is involved in the whole question, that is temperature of the reservoir. That is the final temperature of the whole system after attaining equilibrium. Because reservoir energy will not much change because reservoir is very big. That is the idea we have taken. Even in the Taylor expansion, the same idea. Again, neglecting higher order term is the same idea. Reservoir is of high temperature. And writing the derivative so dou by dou E prime, writing that derivative as a beta, that's also same idea. Reservoir temperature will not change. Okay, read the book. Now look at here. Yeah, you can find this constant by using normalization condition. Okay, but one thing that you should observe here is, this is for one microstate, am I right? There are many microstates with the same energy ER, and all microstates are same probability. All microstates of energy ER have got same probability. Then what is the total probability of finding the system A with energy ER? You should add up those probability, isn't it? This is probability of finding one microstate, again one of the microstate of total energy ER, isn't it? But there are many microstates with the same total energy ER, A. Okay, if you take only one atom in one dimension, you may have only one microstate. But if you have multiple multiple atoms, or if you have one atom in a more dimension, you can have a degeneracy sometimes. So that's why we better to write, look at here, C prime sigma of ER, number of microstate of A with energy ER into e power minus beta ER. Sometimes we write it as a degeneracy. Somebody asked that question, it looks like degeneracy. Number of microstate of A, number of all possible microstate of A with total energy ER, that's a degeneracy term actually. That's correct. We prefer this one, we don't prefer this one now. Because we are quite scared of this one, am I right? Because evaluation of that one is quite difficult. This is for one microstate. So there are these many microstate, all microstate of same probability. We haven't said which microstate it is. Is that okay? Again, you can apply your equal priori probability kind of thing here. Is that clear? I call that one as GR, okay? Because we don't take a very big system, our system of interest, we take very small system and then we find the average value for total system. We shall see the application, you will understand. There I think this degeneracy term is more convenient than number of microstate. If you take only one atom, suppose hydrogen atom in first excited state, okay? Hydrogen atom in first excited state, only one energy. but it is what you call, so if you are not including spin, what is the degeneracy? 4. There are 4 different states correspond to same total energy. Only one atom. We don't call it as a microstate, we call it as a degeneracy, am I right? In case of only one particle, in more than one dimension, degeneracy can happen. So that's why usually in our application we don't deal with a system which is quite big. Again the same problem. This will be quite high to calculate. We avoid that one always. We go for a very small system, very small portion of total system, 1 atom, 2 atom, like that, so that this is quite easy to calculate. Okay. Now once you write this one, now you can normalize. Isn't it? Now you can normalize. Summation over P of ER, all possible ER, all possible energy. That should be equal to 1. Now that's equal to C prime, I can take outside, summation over ER GR e power minus beta ER, that's equal to 1. Now we define a parameter, we call it as partition function. Okay, what is that? C prime is equal to, can I write like this, 1 by summation over ER. Once you make the summation, it will become independent of ER, it's just like integration. Okay, GR into e power minus beta ER, we call that one as a JEST, partition function, because all other parameters can be written in terms of that one. You don't have to use that one. You don't have to go for this one again and again. We can find any other parameter in terms of JEST. We shall derive that one. Okay, JEST is equal to summation over R GR e power minus beta ER. You better not write R here, because R stands for one of the microstate. Am I right? You better write summation over all possible energy. Okay. So that's why he writes probability of finding the whole system in ER, that's equal to summation over probability of finding the system with microstate R, where R running from 1 to sigma of ER. Can I write like this? Then you will get this one. You are adding that one. How many times? This many times you are adding that one. Then you get multiplication factor. Okay, he's writing like that, but let me use my own symbol. Later actually that derivation doesn't matter, you just need to apply the whole thing. Okay, last equation. That's why you can write normalized probability distribution, probability of finding the system with energy ER, system A with energy ER. So that's equal to GR e power minus beta ER divided by Z. Again we define Z as a separate symbol, because later we can write all other parameters in terms of Z. We don't have to go for, while finding any average value, we can use this one now. But we don't have to go for that one again and again. Okay, Z is equal to summation over ER GR e power minus beta ER. Any question here? We shall start application in the evening. Okay. I think from tomorrow again I am starting spectra again, because again now we have Boltzmann law. This will give Boltzmann factor now. Okay, degeneracy. Look at here, for a single atom you can call it as a degeneracy actually. Or if you take many atom, or if you take big, again your system of interest is big, don't write it as GR, write it as like this. Okay, because we don't call it as a degeneracy, but that is a degeneracy actually. For a total system point of view, that is a degeneracy. But we use that degeneracy factor. Don't cancel out GR, it is under summation. Denominator is under summation, don't cancel out. GR will not come out it will be different for different energy. Is that okay? Different energy, if energy of the system A is different, number of microstate is different, am I right? Is that okay? Try to understand whole distribution. It is inside the summation. G of r is inside the summation, it is different for different term. Don't take it outside. Okay? I think that is the simplest derivation that we can find. Yeah. Actually, I haven't derived earlier. That's why it took some time. Otherwise, it's actually 15 to 20 minutes job. But that beginning part, the ratio, I should convince that ratio is the probability. Look at here. Where does our number of microstate? Nowhere. We don't need number of microstate at all. Now onwards. You can use this probability, you can find any quantity of interest. Okay, but our problem, our statistics started with counting number of microstate. Okay, so this is in case of discrete probability. Okay, we can find the similar thing for continuous probability. If A have got discrete energy, then this is the discrete probability distribution. If A has a continuous energy, then again we can have continuous probability distribution in the same manner, same pattern, but in terms of dq1, dq2 like that. Okay, we shall see that one later. Canonical distribution, we call it one as canonical distribution, and ensemble which follows this distribution, we call it one as canonical ensemble. Can you take that word? Wait a second. You better take that word. Somewhere he has written one, very good. An ensemble of system, all of which are in contact with a heat reservoir of a known kind temperature T, all of which are distributed in a state with this distribution, okay, we call it as canonical ensemble. Can you take this statement? An ensemble of system, all of which are in contact with a heat reservoir, an ensemble of system, all of which are in contact with heat reservoir of known temperature T, T is the temperature of reservoir, okay, of known temperature T, and all of which are distributed over energy states, and all of which are distributed over energy states, in accordance with above distribution. In accordance with above distribution. Above distribution means this one. Okay? In accordance with above distribution is called canonical ensemble. I think we better not to spend time on grand canonical ensemble because derivation follows same step, similar step. Okay, you can again later after CSIR exam you better to go through that one. We shall take it directly. Okay, we shall take grand canonical ensemble distribution directly. But argument everything follows in the same manner. But two variables will come. Energy is also variable. Number of particles is also variable. In case of grand canonical ensemble. Is that okay? Yeah. We shall talk about that. So we shall take a break. Again, you don't have much homework today also. So after evening and tomorrow you will end up with lot of homeworks. Okay, because many questions are designed on this one only, canonical distribution, and even your Maxwell distribution, everything depends on this one only, same distribution. Okay, yeah. We don't have afternoon session. Okay, we shall directly have evening session today.